Welcome to Cooking with Papa John. We're going to do a quick review at the beginning of the video because the pulled pork was amazing. Some things we didn't show you in the video. At the end, we did butter toasted brioche buns on the Blackstone. You can do it on electric griddle if you have one, or even in a fry pan. Butter toast your brioche buns. And myself, like a lot of people, have been looking for that perfect barbecue sauce. Tried everything on the shelves at the local grocery store. I wanted something a little sweeter, just something that your grandkids, little people, old people, everybody can enjoy. If it's not hot enough, spicy enough, for some people, put some hot sauce out on the table for them. But this is what I found. It's called Cattleman's. It's Memphis Sweet. I found this on, hopefully you can see it, I found this on Amazon of all places. This is $13 and some change for a gallon jug. I was a little leery about buying a whole gallon. I mean, come on, really? If you don't like it, what are you going to do with it? You know, give it to a friend if you have one, I guess. It's amazing. I've looked for this flavor of barbecue sauce all my life. This is a hands down. With this on the pulled pork, the butter toasted brioche buns, it was absolutely amazing. I will not change that recipe ever. That's my new go-to for pulled pork sandwiches right here.
Definitely the best pulled pork sandwiches I've ever had.
Okay. We're gonna move on real quick. I'm going to, because you know what's better with pulled pork sandwich than coleslaw. So we're gonna show you that, but first we're gonna show you what the pellets I've been using and that. Please, you know, don't worry about everything falling from the trees. It's a little breezy out today. We'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what the pellets I've been using. I've been getting these at my local Home Depot. I mix a 30-pound bag of the Pro Blend with a 20-pound of the Hickory Blend. The Pro Blend, I'm just under 20 a bag for 30 pounds. The Hickory, I'm just under 20 for 20 pounds. So I get 50 pounds of pellets for 40 bucks. I think that's a pretty good deal. And they've been burning great. I've done brisket, chicken, everything. This is what I've been using. I'm sure I'm going to try other things in the future, but if you want to save a couple extra bucks, you know, get a 30-pound bag of the Pro Blend for the same price as a 20-pound bag of something else, and mix them, do whatever you want, or just go with a Pro Blend. I think it's great. Okay, I'm going to show you guys real quick how I do coleslaw. I know it's not all homemade and all that, but it's what I like. Over here we have the Dole Classic Coleslaw. This is a 1-pound package, I believe. 1 pound, 14 ounces, almost a pound. This Marzetti's slaw dressing. This is something I've had since I was a kid. This is what Mom always used when she would ever make coleslaw. The reason I buy it in a bag, you know, for $2.49, an almost 1-pound bag of coleslaw, that saved me a whole lot of time cutting this stuff up. One of these little barbecue joints I like to go to in their coleslaw, and I love coleslaw with barbecue. It took me a few times eating their coleslaw to figure it out. They actually had tiny, I mean, I cut this all up. I didn't record me cutting it up because you gotta be able to do this. Tiny pieces of apple. This is actually a Honeycrisp apple I picked up. This is roughly half of the Honeycrisp apple cut up. And if my camera guy can zoom in on, this is a penny here, which I will not I will wash it before I put it back into circulation, and I will not use the apple that's sitting on the penny. But yeah, I found that the apple, the tiny chunks of apple in the coleslaw is just, it's really good. So we're gonna open this up. Throw a half. I know I got the old blue bowl out. I do have stainless steel stuff, guys. But you know what? This is what I grabbed. And my measuring cups probably haven't seen daylight in 5 years. Well, we're gonna get that all mixed up a little bit. Probably shouldn't have to show you how to do this. Probably already know. But now the Marzetti's, the slaw dressing, that is by far my favorite. You may like another slaw dressing. That's fine. You know, try it. You know, cut up little chunks of apple and put them in there. I used a Honeycrisp apple, half, other than what I ate. You've seen it was under 3/4 of a cup that I used with almost a pound of this. And you want to go light with your slaw dressing, and this is actually going to go in another container overnight. I usually do my slaw dressing way ahead of time for my coleslaw. Less is better in this case. You don't want to overdo your dressing. Anybody that's ever made coleslaw knows that put too much in there where it looks good today, it's going to be all runny and everything tomorrow. So don't get too crazy with it. And mixed up real good. And what I like to do is I like at least minimum 24 hours. I think it's best like 72 hours. We're actually planning for a Sunday dinner. It's Thursday now, so we'll have that with Sunday dinner. And if you see, I don't have a whole lot of juice down the bottom of this bowl. Get this mixed up real good. Like I said, less is better with your slaw dressing, and you don't want to just mix it up and serve it. This is something that you want to let sit and rest in the fridge. I prefer 72 hours, and I will check this tomorrow, and I will add more dressing if I need to. If not, stir it up real good. And another thing I wanted to mention, the pulled pork, we did that overnight. I did not. Welcome back to Cooking with Papa John. We got us what do we have?
It's like pork.
What's that? Pork shoulder butt. You know, the funny thing about pork is they call the shoulder a butt. And you would think that the butt comes from the butt. But the butt comes from the shoulder. I don't know what these people are thinking when we name these things. So anyways, we actually just finished up our other video. I think we did ribeyes, asparagus, and some chips. And we're gonna get this guy ready and get him on the Traeger overnight. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. We pulled the videos off of the camera for the other stuff we shot, and we figured that, hey, we're still out, haven't gone to bed yet. Let's see what we can do with that pork butt. Pork shoulder butt. But it's pork butt, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do a do some pulled pork. Not sure what's going to happen with it. Got some parchment paper out here because it's bigger than my wax paper. And I'm not getting too crazy. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos. I'm gonna use this guy as a binder. I saw a guy use bacon fat, which I do have bacon fat because I used to always cook my bacon in a cast iron skillet. Excuse me. When you cook it on a Blackstone, it's kind of hard to save your bacon fat on a Blackstone, but I do have bacon fat. But I'm going to use this as a binder. I'm probably going to go with, reach up here, a little coarse kosher salt, a little coarse ground black pepper, McCormick's of course. Somebody likes it. And I'm just going to use my Morton seasonal. I'm not going to get too crazy because, like I said, we're doing a pulled pork. This is going to be for pulled pork sandwiches, barbecued pulled pork. We haven't decided on the barbecue sauce yet, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So we're going to try this. I've never done anything like this, but they say you put the mustard on it and that becomes your binder, and they say you don't even taste the mustard, which, you know, hey, that's what they say. I believe them. So I'm gonna use the mustard as a binder. I'm gonna rub this guy down really good with it. Smells good. I like mustard. That's probably why I got 40% more. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like mustard? You gotta be American to like mustard. Or German. Germans kill with the mustard. I can't remember. But you kill them on parchment paper. Well, yeah, that looks pretty good. Just rubbing that in. Then we're gonna go nuts with some of this stuff. Let's start with our coarse. And the reason I went with coarse kosher is because I couldn't find, that's all I could find for coarse. I don't know if there's coarse sea salt. I'd use that. You know, whatever. It's coarse salt. Of course, some McCormick's. Try to give this guy a turn. A little more on this side. We're going to throw this in overnight. I've got the Traeger at 205. Honestly, I'm not even sure what temperature, internal temp I'm looking for right now. Haven't gotten that far. It's late. We'll probably let you know in the morning when we get back to it. Well, I'm gonna make a mess on my counter here. I don't even know how many pounds this is. Can you see how many pounds that is?
6.38 pounds.
6.38 pound. So that's what we're
going with tonight. Like I said, we're gonna put this on the Traeger at 205. I'm gonna stick our probe in it. We're gonna go to sleep. It's been a long day. Let's see what we come up with. See where we're at in the morning.
Yes, sir.
You know, don't be afraid to experiment, try new things. How much did that cost? $19?
$19.08.
Wasn't it on sale? The sale price down here?
Oh yeah,
16.
That says $10.78.
So $10.78.
It's a steal.
So we're like, it's over 10 bucks. You know, we're gonna experiment. That's 10 bucks is 2 gallons of diesel in my truck nowadays. But if you caught the last video where we did the ribeyes on the Blackstone, I wish you were here. They were fabulous. If you didn't see it, you should go back and look at it. I've never done ribeyes on a Blackstone. Matter of fact, I just got this thing got together 3 days ago, 4 days ago, whatever. And those steaks were just amazing. And of course the asparagus cooked on the Traeger, well worth trying. I used butter on mine. Of course, you can use olive oil. It's up to you. I'm a butter guy. But yeah, go back and check out that video. I'm stuck. You know, a lot of this stuff, a lot of my cooking stuff I've been doing for years, trying to get recipes out there for my kids, because one day I'll be gone. And I'm trying to learn new things as I go along. This looks really good. I've heard different stories. Fat down, fat up on the Traeger. But there's my bone. So there's my bone over here. Bone here. Bone there. I'm gonna put this guy on because, you know, I don't know. You see I got my bone here. My bone's over there. I'm gonna go fast side up. I'm gonna put my probe in over here into the meat. This is gonna be the shallow side of the meat. Of course, it'll be bigger. The fat's there. Hopefully, it'll render. We're only going at, we're gonna do this overnight, and of course, we're gonna kick our temps up in the morning. Hopefully, we get out of bed before 10. You know, but I'm on vacation this week. My grandson's here to visit, so we haven't even turned the PlayStation on yet. We've been busy. So this is, it's 12:50 right now. We're probably gonna start this guy about 1 o'clock. We're at 205 on the Traeger. We'll put our probe in, and we'll see where we're at in the morning. But let's get this out of the Traeger. This is a neat experiment. So sorry it's dark out here, but it is nighttime. We're gonna throw this guy right in the middle there. Of course, I have my
handy dandy Traeger thermometer. No start. Got a little hole in the side. Slides through there. We're gonna slide this in the meat. Gonna try to center it and get it in as far as we can. Then we're gonna plug it in to our Traeger. Plugged in. We're going to let this guy go all night long. See what happens. Okay, so we have the pork butt. I think that's crazy. You call it a butt and it comes on my shoulder. So anyways, I'm going to set this guy for 165. I don't think I'll see it with these temperatures. So my probe is set for 165. I'm at 205. It is 12:55 in the morning.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't think I'm gonna see 165 internal on this thing. It's probably going to get kicked up during the day tomorrow. But low and slow, man. We're looking for a nice pulled pork, and you know, start at midnight. I could have actually probably started this at 9, 10 o'clock at night. Depends on what temperature you set it at. You know, learn as you go, folks. But I'm pretty sure at 205 and looking for an internal 165, I will not see it before 8 a.m. I probably wouldn't even see it by noon tomorrow without kicking the temperature up. But this will give us a nice smoke for our pulled pork. And like I said, I still haven't decided on what barbecue sauce I'm going to use. I like to make my own, but I'm not to the point where I can make my own barbecue sauce yet. But check back with us. We'll be here soon. Bedtime. Good morning. Welcome back out to the Traeger. Got my notification at about 9:30 this morning that we hit 165. Excuse me, I got allergies and mornings are tough sometimes. My camera guy is still in bed. I'm not going to wake him up for this, so I got you guys on a tripod. So I got my temp at 165. That was at 205 overnight. Right around 8.5 hours. So my second step, I'm going to put them in this foil pan. We're going to cover them up with some heavy duty aluminum foil, Reynolds wrap actually. And he looks nice. We're going to set them in here. I'm going to cover them with some Reynolds wrap. I know you've probably seen other videos. A lot of guys will wrap them in foil. There's quite a few people out there that wrap them in butcher paper. You know, I'm not even going to try the butcher paper thing. Because if you watch them, when they pull that butcher paper off, there's just fat and grease and everything dripping out of that butcher paper. That just to me seems really messy. I'm not trying to make a mess, I'm just saying, look, if I can do it without making a mess, or a big mess, I always make a mess, but to me that butcher paper just seems way too messy. So this is how I do it. Nice foil pan, foil for top. Gotta leave a spot for thermometer to get in there. Gonna cover them up. Gonna try to turn it, push inside on the pan with the foil so the juices drip back down into the pan. We're gonna set them back on there. What I've done, hopefully you can see that, So it was 9:30. It's probably 10:15 now by the time I got my coffee and everything. But I did get out here at 9:30 when I got my notification, probed it. I was 165, 166, 163, maybe a 160 here or there on the meat probe. And that was at 9:30 when I got my alert, and it's about 10:15 now by the time I got my coffee and set the camera up. We have it set now at 275, and our internal temperature alert is set at 200. So when we get that internal temp at 200, come out, check it with a probe, verify that, we'll let it rest for about an hour. All right, folks, we're back out here in the Traeger. Our temperature, probably about 10-15 minutes ago, whatever, we broke 200, trying to get around it. Got to 200 a little quicker than I thought. We're going to take a look, check some temps. Oh my, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it smells fabulous.
It smells absolutely amazing.
199, 200, 208, warmer over there, huh? 204, 203, I think we're good. That looks beautiful. We're going to shut our Traeger down. Actually, we're going to let this, it's time for my 20-hour, right, been cooking a little longer than 20 hours on this Traeger. Since the last time it was cleaned, they recommend 20 hours. Basically, you pull everything out, you vacuum out your ash pot, all your ashes. These liners here that you can buy from Traeger are awesome. Just take them out and throw them away, these foil liners. I've already cleaned this once. I've done a brisket and some other stuff, so I hit my 20 hours and it's been cleaned. So I'm probably pushing 20 hours or better since the last time it was cleaned. So this guy get cooled off, and when it cools down, shuts off, we'll give it another 2 hours before we do our clean down on it. Make sure there's nothing burning. So we're gonna wrap this guy back up in the foil pan. And what I like to do when I rest, I actually arrested my brisket. What I did, I had this cooler, and what I do is I have some old Maxwell House coffee containers. I fill them with about 3/4 way full with as hot a tap water as I can get, and I set it in there. My brisket actually rested, I would guess, 4.5, 5 hours in there before dinner, and it was still warm. So we're not in a real big hurry, but that'll, with having that hot tap water in there and just allowing it to rest, you can rest it longer. So that's what we're going to do with it. We'll set them right in here, and that's going to keep them warm, and it's going to rest nice and slow. You know, it might be 3 hours rest. We'll see how we go. All right, back again. We just did our nacho chip things, whatever. Yeah, they're covered up, dude. You can't see them.
I know.
So it's been about 6 hours. We put our
Pork butt.
This is gonna be our pulled pork. We put it in this cooler. We had three old coffee containers filled 3/4 away with hot tap water, as hot a tap water as we can get. And we're gonna open this for the first time after 6 hours. And we're gonna check our temps. We got one of these fancy things. I don't know that it's right. Let me try it again. I don't know, I think I reset this thing. We're 99 there. 80. I think it has a problem with the foil. So we're almost 100 degrees yet. We can take a quick look in here. We can actually pull this guy right out. That's what we're gonna do. So let's check and see what our temp is with this guy. Oh. We're 120 degrees, 118. That's pretty good rest. Resting. That looks good. So I talked earlier in the video about people that wrap these in butcher paper. It might work for you. I think it's messier. This is what I do. And let's see if this bone will come out. Yeah, it looks like that bone will come right out.
Just with these.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That easy. In the trash with you. I got a fly coming to visit. Look how easy that fat pulls right off of there.
Delicious.
My dog, Echo, if Logan wants to take a look at her, this is my princess here. She thinks that she's gonna get some of this, but she's not. So she might be spoiled, but she's not that spoiled. She's not getting this. She thinks that if she sits there and looks beautiful, that she'll get some. Well, it's not happening. Goes in the can, sweetheart. You gonna help me? You here to help? Are you there to help? You gonna help me? That's what you're here for, right? My best helper. I thought Logan was my best helper, then you showed up. Why did you go chase a car? You're good at that. What I'm gonna do here is I'm making a mess, and I don't want to run back and forth. I'm gonna stick the fat right there as I pull this guy. My dog's gonna be right here next to me while I do it, giving me moral support, because I need that moral support from my dog. We all do. I mean, look at this. Look at how this pulls apart. Look at that, folks. All right, so we did this overnight on 205 degrees on the Traeger. I think we put it on around 1, I think 9:30 in the morning. I got my notice that we were up to 165. I bumped the temperature up at that time to 275. And by the time I got the camera set up and got out here, it was 10:15. And then I put it in the pan, covered it, and this is what we wound up with after, like I said, I let it rest in the cooler there, all wrapped up. I mean, this is pulled pork at its finest. Absolutely amazing.
I think we hit it. I think we're good.